The New England Patriots just got a trio of good news. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. This is Sports Talk Patriots on the daily, pushing out that content for people just like you who can't get enough. Win or lose, Patriots football, baby, especially on this winning Monday. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment below. Today, what we're going to be talking about, 3 awesome things, 3 big takeaways from this game that is great news for the New England Patriots. As well, we're going to be talking about some interesting moves that Gerard Mayo made for this game against the Chicago Bears. And then we talk about a potential huge pickup for the New England Patriots on the defensive side of the ball. So we're going to jump right in. We talk about trio of good news. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I want to talk about, just because they played out of their mind, is the defense. That's the first and foremost. Holding the Chicago Bears to 3 points. Again, let me list off some names for you. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. Apparently, the next savior, Caleb Williams for the Chicago Bears, awful. So when it comes down to it, you look at this team and they have weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and they could not get anything going. Defensively, they held him to 11 first downs. Total yards are off a little bit here because they held Caleb Williams to 120 passing yards. I believe rushing yards was in the 70s. Yeah, 73 it says down there. So incredibly impressive. So holding them to under 200 total yards. And then the big number of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the huge number of the day is the sacks. So we scroll all the way down here. Have mercy, ladies and gentlemen. It was a party. Let's just say this. It was a party in the backfield. Tavai, Farms, Jennings, White, Wise, Pettis, golly, Schooler even got in there. My goodness. So they went in there. Now, if you look down there, 9 sacks in total. But what's huge about this whole thing, look over to the next column. That next column is tackle for losses. Again, they could get nothing going. Every time there was a hole, I felt like it was filled by one of the linebackers. It was unreal. As well, the second to last column, it says QB hits. Look at that. The number of QB hits also, 13. Caleb Williams was under pressure, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know what was going on with the defensive scheme coming into this game, but you got to know it was, we are going to pressure Caleb Williams and we are going to get him on the ground. And it was beautiful and it was great and it was executed perfectly. And so we know the potential of this defense. This defense was not the weakness going in this year, and they have shown that today. Yes, they've lost a lot of players, but they have done well. So the defense absolutely shutting them down. Look at Keenan Allen, held to 44 yards. DJ Moore, 3 catches, 24 yards. Rome Odunze, 23 yards. And look at 6 targets. Cole Kmet, 4 targets. DeAndre Swift held to 59 rushing yards, total of 73 rushing yards. And so it was just wild. Again, I thought this Chicago Bears offense was going to be much better, but they could just not handle it. Caleb Williams looked uncomfortable. There was times he was able to scramble out of the pocket. He got a couple first downs that way, but when it comes down to it, he looked uncomfortable. He looked uneasy. And the New England Patriots defense kept pouring it on the Chicago Bears, and it was beautiful. That was the first thing. That was a huge thing. And again, credit to the secondary, because a lot of times there was a couple different sacks where he was in the pocket for quite a bit, and that was his fault. You could almost say that's a coverage sack. The able to play, especially when you're sending blitzes, a lot of time that means you are going to be in man coverage in a lot of spots. So that is impressive. So you got to tip your hats to Jay Jones, Marcus Jones, Christian Gonzalez, all these different guys. So again, defensively, that's the first thing. Second thing, we look at offense. Now, offense, I told you, I thought that Drake May was going to outperform Caleb Williams. He did that. 1, 2, had to win the rushing battle. Clearly won the rushing battle. Ramondre Stevenson, 20 carries, 74 yards. They did not give up on the run. This Bears defense is not a bad defense. It is not a bad defense. Again, Antonio Gibson, he was averaging 5 yards a carry. Drake May had a couple different scrambles. Funny story, my buddy had a bet that Drake May would get 25 yards of rushing. It was on a parlay. It was the only one that lost, and it was because they went into victory formation. They took the knee. I love it. But anyways, great. You look at the receiving core, the ball was spread out. Kayshon Boutte, a guy who is up and coming, and we'll talk about him in just a minute, did awesome. Demario Douglas, you know what I want to see more of? I want to see more of the screens. I love screens with Demario Douglas. Get the ball in his hands. Let him make some moves. Austin Hooper made some great catches yesterday. That long one for 28 yards was beautiful. Jalen Polk, he had his one target, and ladies and gentlemen, it was a touchdown. We will take it. It was beautiful. And so, even though in the red zone they weren't as efficient as they could have been, they got a lot of field goals. Joey Sly was putting in the work. He was putting in the punch card, came to work and meant business. But when it comes down to it, this offense, they had their hiccups at times, but they did not give up. They did not surrender. It was great. We look at Joey Sly, 4 of 4, just awesome job. Awesome job. Again, Chad Ryland, tip my hat to you over in Arizona, but Joey Sly was the guy, and I'm glad that we got him. So that is the second thing. In as well, when it comes down to it, ladies and gentlemen, this was an altogether team win. We look at the defense dominating. I'm going to give the defense A+. That is the best grade I've given this year. If you've watched any of my videos, that hands down the best grade I've given. Offense, I'm probably going to give probably a C+. I think they could have done better at times. Again, it was a bend don't break mentality. They did lose in the turnover battle, which wasn't a big deal. Shoot, you ask Jared Goff, he throws 5 touchdowns, somehow they still win. Anyways, that's beside the point. But again, they won the rushing battle, and they got points on the board. Joey Sly really came in clutch. That was huge. That was 12 points. Even if they didn't have that 12 points, they still would have won the ball game, which is crazy. But anyways, so defense, A+, offense, C+, overall team win, I'm giving that an A, because it was they fought. And again, they showed the Bears that, hey, we could have easily rolled over this year. We could have easily given up, but they did not. So you should be proud of these New England Patriots. The Chicago Bears, a lot of people thought they were going to be competing right away. They are not. They are trash, just like the New York Jets. So, ladies and gentlemen, 3-7 isn't pretty. I'm not saying it is. But hold your head high this week. Take that win. It was an awesome win. It was a fun game to watch. Sack after sack. I should have literally had a tally going. It was so much. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So much fun. A lot of potential coming, ladies and gentlemen. Now jumping into the next thing. Kendrick Bourne did not play against the Chicago Bears. When it comes down to it, he had played, I think in the last 3 games, 78% of the snaps. And the big thing was, the reason why he wasn't playing is they're trending in a different direction where it's getting younger players on the field. Again, he also did have that injury, so it's possible that that's part of it. But when you look at it, he played 78% of the team's offensive snaps in the last 2 games. He was informed yesterday that he may not play as the staff is prioritizing younger players. So that is huge, just because we talked about this the other day. What's the goal for the season? What is the goal moving forward? The goal should be, we know we're not winning a Super Bowl. We know we're not making the playoffs, but we are rebuilding. We need to solidify a team culture, a cultivating positivity environment where we are moving in the right direction. And listen, get these young guys experience. Get the young guys experience. That is huge. And so I think that's a smart move by the Patriots. Kendrick Bourne, I don't mind, but Kayshon Boutte, I think he had a great game. I think he had some good catches. He had a solid, almost like a dig route over the middle. That was a great catch for a first down that extended a drive. It was huge. Again, put that young talent in there, get them that experience. Last but not least, jumping into a signing that the New England Patriots have just made, which I think is going to be good. I'm going to butcher the name. I'm going to absolutely butcher this name. Yannick Ngakoue. There we go. Yannick Ngakoue. I believe that's how you pronounce it. If that's not right, I believe it's Ngakoue. I've heard the name 100 times. I remember when he dominated back in the day. So, I was going to say not that long ago. So he has been signed by the New England Patriots. Chances are he's probably on a veteran minimum deal. I have not seen that information out, but they are excited to have him. He is a three-down player, which is awesome for the Patriots. So a lot of people have said, everything I've read has talked about how he will most likely come in and probably be at depth. I think it's a possibility he sees some playing time. Now, granted, this last game, a lot of people stepped up, and that was awesome to see. But again, in Ngakoue, there we go. Ngakoue, being able to have someone that can go in, that can play all 3 downs, is going to help, one, give more rest to some of those guys. But 2, just get someone in that rotation to make it better. Get someone out there that's fresh and someone out there that has a ton of experience. So I think this was an awesome signing by the New England Patriots. I've realized as we come to the end of this episode, I have not asked you guys to comment below. Comment below about any of the things we said, maybe my grades, defense A+, offense C+, overall team win, whatever that might be, as well, talking about Kendrick Bourne not playing or Ngakoue being signed to the team. Golly, sorry. I was all over the place. I'm so excited. But anyways, comment below. Tell me what you think. Solid team win. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. We'll talk later. Peace.